What's up, guys? My name's Lexusamour David, and today I'm going to enjoy some sushi. I haven't had sushi in a really long time. I can't even tell you the last time I had it. This beautiful, colorful roll is called the Lexus roll. So if I remember correctly, on the inside of this one is crab, shrimp tempura, and then on top is salmon, tuna, avocado. And then for the Nolan, inside is avocado, cream cheese, crab, shrimp tempura, and then on top is like, they call it crunch. I'm so excited. Okay, so I have the food propped up, but I'm not sure how long this is gonna last because it's on 2 books, a makeup palette, and then some sauces. I'm not sure what this orange sauce is. I thought it would be like spicy mayo at first, but it's literally not. It's sweet. There is some kick to it, so maybe it's a version of the spicy mayo, I don't know. And then I think that this one might be eel sauce. I couldn't tell you, I don't know. I could have drizzled that prettier. It is what it is. I think it's so funny that I got 3 rolls. I got one for my grandma, and they gave me 1 set of chopsticks. Like, they didn't ask me about like forks, chopsticks, how many people, any of that. They just kind of, I think they just kind of assumed it would all be for me. I want this one. Ooh. This one is soft and falling apart. I think also because it's so hot. Okay, look. I know that wasn't cute. I never claimed it would be. I usually always have my hands down the chopsticks, but I think you're supposed to have them like higher up. This feels so distant. It feels like less control. I'm gonna try it again. Oh, maybe it's more control. I love the different tones in here. The sensation of cream cheese, the saltiness of the fish, the sweet spicy from the sauces, beautiful. I'm gonna try some of this. The Lexus roll. Oh, this one stayed in one piece. Oh, yay. I'm not sure what fish this is. I think this one's salmon, and I think the darker one is tuna. I need like a plate. If I bite it, it's gonna fall apart. So while I was waiting for my order, I went next door to Starbucks, and my coworker put me on a chai with sweet cream cold foam. So I got a chai frap with sweet cream blended inside. I drank so much of it. When I got home, I topped it off with horchata, a little bit more chai, a cinnamon, and then a hazelnut syrup. So it's really liquidy. It's not really like a frap anymore, but that's fine. It's still really cold. And then I got water. I had this customer come in with her daughter, and I was talking to the daughter, and she was like, I'm a drink girly. I always have to have a drink in my hand no matter what it is. And at the time we were talking about Sprite, but I was like, that's really funny to hear you say it, because she was, I think she was 9. So I told her, I was like, I'm the same way. Like, I can chug a drink, so I like to be a hydrated queen. I've been hospitalized for dehydration, not trying to go back. I just think it's funny that she called herself a drink girly, because as soon as she said it, her mom was like, I don't like that this one's falling apart so much. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Sorry, y'all. I'm going to lay this a little bit flatter. I'm gonna move my makeup palette so I can see what the heck I'm doing. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I just paid off my car today. I'm so excited. I've been paying on my car for 3 years and it's so wild. I have a video of like me cleaning out my last car because I was getting rid of it and I was about to go buy myself a new car, and I was 24 and about to be in my last semester of college and I was scared. It was my first car, like my first me purchasing a car, and I had never been in debt before, so it's so crazy to think like this was supposed to be 5 years of me paying off this car. I got it done in 3. Baby. And now I can just focus on my student loans. My student loans, they had the payments really low, like $80 a month. But that was supposed to keep me in debt with them for 10 years. 10 years. Imagine getting a loan at 24 and finishing paying it off at 34. It made me cringe so hard to have to sign up for that. Like at the time I was like, I was just legally able to buy alcohol 3 years ago. And by the time I finish with this loan and my debt, I'm gonna be like 6 years away from 40. I was like, oh no. I want to be debt free by 30. That is my goal. My student loans had like no interest because of the pandemic. I called my student loan lady and she said that interest would be like 88 cents a day. I know that it could be worse, but at the same time it's like, especially if I spent 10 years paying this off, that's thousands of dollars just in interest. Breaking news. What's up y'all? Future Lexus here. I know I'm looking a little rough. We're just gonna tuck that away, a little alfalfa. Anyway, I'm editing the video that you're currently watching, and I just wanted to pop in and say, since I filmed this video, Daddy Biden had talked about forgiving my loans. So, you know, fingers crossed, hope he does. And if he doesn't, then why do you think he won't? Did you hear something? This one bite keeps falling because I keep running my mouth. Now after 2. I don't think I've had water today. Oh no. This is my first time eating today and I have to go to work in like an hour. This is so much salt and this is so much sugar. Almost choked on ice. I've been hospitalized for dehydration. I need to watch that. Imagine what that's doing to my skin. This probably just gave my like whole system a rude awakening to be like, oh, breakfast, we're in the fasting state, and then just all the alarms, wheel, sugar. At least that's how I imagine my body. What's that old movie? I think the main character's name was like Jones, and the whole movie was about the immune system and like white blood cells and red blood cells and like how the body acts on the inside. That's what I'm imagining happening in my system right now. Okay, I know I just jumped topics like a million times, my bad. One more time. Okay. Me and one of my exes had a bet to see who could drink, like chug water the fastest. I don't know what it is, but I can like chug a drink. Actually, you know what? I don't think that we were dating at the time. We were both either still in high school or on our first semester of college. He was like, if I win, you have to do jumping jacks braless. But he lost. So I just kind of watch him do jumping jacks with his pecs flopping a boot. I mean, they weren't like flopping a boot, but they were like they had a little jiggle. When I was in high school, my friend and I, like whenever my best friend were together, we would just start laughing out of nowhere. I don't know why. Kind of like now, like our personalities would just be like, woo. And I'll never forget, I went to the guidance counselor to ask her a question, and we had this like prep for college thing that me and my best friend would go to after school, and the guidance counselor was the person who taught it. And I stopped in her office for something, I don't remember, and she was like, oh Lexus, I actually wanted to talk to you today. She was like, you know, earlier like you and your friend kept like laughing and giggling and like all those things. Why did she ask me if we were on drugs? I was flabbergasted. I was like 17 years old, had never tried like smoking, drinking, nothing. I waited till I was 21 to drink. I was so like shocked that she had thought that I was one of the bad kids that I started crying. I had like a low-key panic attack. I was like, I would never, like, this is just my personality. I'm so sorry. But I think also too is because I swing a little bit more on the introverted side. I'm a bit more ambivert, but I am like on that spectrum more introverted. But sometimes, you know, when you're just with the right person, you are so deep in this like comfortable, safe space that you're just as silly and goofy and whatever without like caring. That's where I was. And I didn't really show that side because she had always seen me like studious and like getting straight A's and wanting to go to college and like all that kind of stuff. So like when she sees me like crying, laughing over nothing, she's like but I keep flipping my hair. I just straightened my hair last night and I've been trying so hard to not sweat it out. I don't even want to see my electricity bill, child. This AC has been running all day. It's 100 degrees. I'm scared to go to work, especially since I'm a closer. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of things next to hot machinery, hot water, washing dishes. I'm gonna be next to a lot of things that are trying to come for this. But I keep flipping it. I wanna try this one. I am doing my best to not think about the freaking TikTok where they're like, here's the parasites in fish, and this is like what it looks like under a microscope. No, just let me have this, okay? Don't let that leach onto my brain because I will never forget it and I will probably never eat fish again. So let me just like go into my like cerebral cortex or whatever it's called and just it out of my mind. I stopped eating strawberries after I saw the video of strawberries. You know what I'm talking about. The video of them like, oh, this is how you wash your strawberries. And I've probably had strawberries like twice in the past like 2 years. That was probably so ugly. It's so funny to me how, especially at this point in my life, nothing's like pre-planned. I was in college for 5 years. I would, you know, work my part-time job, go be my full-time student. For a semester of that, I had an internship on top. Like I always had, everything had to be planned. Everything had to be like reaching for this goal. And right now, it's like existing is different. I was living a lot of my life on autopilot, doing all the things that I was supposed to do to be a good member of society, to be stable and structured and like all of the goals. And now it's like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what is my next goal? I love doing YouTube. I'd love for that to be my career. But it's so interesting. You know that phrase, when you have time, you don't have money. When you have money, you don't have time. Throw in depression and it's like, well, the stars hardly ever align. Like, ain't that a bitch? Like, it's a very interesting time. And I think that also, like, with my grandma getting older, like I've been living with my grandma for 11 years. Is my necklace on backwards? With my grandma getting older, it's like, I really don't know what my life is gonna look like in 3 years. I don't know where I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna be doing. I don't know any of that. And it's terrifying, but liberating. And I think that that sweet spot is where courage lies. Good things are coming, but usually with good things coming, you have to go through the mud to get there. Like, you know how happiness won't exist without sadness? And so I feel like the happiest that I'm ever gonna be in my life will have to come with me being and experiencing the saddest that I've ever been in my life. And I've experienced some shit, let me tell you that. So I'm hoping that I've already gone through that part and I can just look forward, but I don't know. You know, like every day I see changes in my grandma's memory, and that's scary. And I've been doing really good with like not getting back into like a panic attack state of mind, because that was rough. And the world just keeps swinging. They're like, oh, there's this disease, and then there's this virus, and there's this, like, chill out. I look forward to a better life, like a better version of this life. Like, I'm grinding, and I could grind more. I need to grind harder, and that's what she said. I need to, like, I am not reaching my potential. And I feel that. And the day that I do, the day that I allow myself to like dive headfirst in the balance of discovering and creating who I want to be in this one life that I get, yo, that's gonna be groundbreaking. Bro, I know you are tired of me talking. You're like, I clicked on this mukbang, shut up. Sorry. I bit too low on that tempura, and I got some of the like shell in there. I ate an entire shelled shrimp once because my ex-boyfriend was just like eating it. He had a hot pot, and I had never heard of hot pot, so I was like, okay. He cooked the shrimp, and then he just ate the entire thing. I couldn't look away. I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, why waste time peeling it if, you know, you can, you know. So I was like, I will try it. I'll try most things once. There was a lot of chewing. The shell was kind of like scratchy, and so the sensation of having to swallow it was not the best. I will say that he had a point, because he was like, oh, you know, all the juices and stuff stays in the shell, so it's really flavorful. But yeah, when you bite into it and you have the burst of all the savory juices, great. I can see the appeal, but also, okay. I don't know why I'm in a deep talk kind of mood today, but we're going with it. I had this conversation with my sister. We were talking about your authentic self. So when I was in psychology, we went over the idea that there's a version of you around your parents, a version of you around your partner, version of you around your kids, version of you around your boss, version of you around your friends. And the closer these versions of you are to the same person, that's your authentic self. I feel like I've really worked on that, because I'll be very like, I'm a people pleaser. When I'm at work, it's very like shove myself into the extroverted side of me, and like very much like 100% on. And I'd have certain friends where they're like really extroverted, so when I'm around them I'd have to be on and then have to go like recharge. So I've tried really hard to like, especially around certain family members that, you know, certain families have certain things with just being myself constantly, whether I have approval or not, whether I'm liked or not. So the version of me that you're gonna meet like as your friend versus like as your girlfriend versus as your wife, those are very much the same. However, I will say that it gets better and better. I am a romantic. I do like to spoil people and make them feel loved. I like for the person that I'm talking to take the love language tests and see what their primary 3 love languages are, but I always challenge myself to hit all 5 just in case. But I was thinking about this because my ex-boyfriend and I don't talk anymore. There's no bad blood. Like, he's a great guy, and I hope that he can say the same thing about me. After we broke up, I still tried to like visit him and see him and like do things for him, and he just 100% needed space, and I've, you know, respected that. And so It's really interesting because I was talking to my sister and I was like, it's so weird how different he is now that we're not together. And it reminded me of this quote from the Vampire Diaries. Roll the clip.
You can do whatever you want, Elena. I really don't care.
You're hurt. You're hurt and you're acting out. Seven, this isn't you.
Sure it is. You've just never seen me like this. You don't know what I look like when I'm not in love with you.
Right? Like, that's some deep stuff. And I was like, I wonder if that's it. Like, I wonder if I've now merged into this different role for him. And that's new for me. Because unless you hurt me or you're malicious towards me or like you do something to me, then I can be a petty bitch. But unless that happens, like ill intentions, your intentions everything. Like if we just don't work, we just don't mesh, like as a relationship, as a friendship, as you know, whatever, I'm very much the same. When you spend so much time learning and cultivating these feelings and this love and this concern for a person and you guys break up, where does it go? There's definitely souls that you collide into that's for a purpose. People can leave you tidbits of things that will linger with you for the rest of your life. But not every soul you crash into is meant to stay. You know? What time is it? Oh crap. I just got so freaking lucky. I'm sitting here running my mouth. I have to leave my house. I have to leave my house in 10 minutes to go to work. I didn't even have my phone on me. It was in the living room. I need to put on my work uniform and leave my house. So that was straight Jesus right now because I could have sat here and running my mouth for the entire day. So thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on my sushi and Starbucks mukbang and these deep talks. Actually, you know what, forget the food. Thank you guys. Well, actually this food was expensive. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing. I love you so much. My name is Lexusamour David and I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can track this right quick. See? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, I forgot I'm wearing makeup.